Oh, what is going on, everybody? My name is Japes. Welcome back to another episode in my path to power. This is going to be an awesome episode. Largely just because I had a great time playing these games, and you're going to see that in a minute. We're also going to make a pretty little penny on some of these players. Not really so much, I think, on Griezmann. What do I list him for? Is like I just kept messing this up over and over again. I remember this, but we're selling on that 3-5-2 French team. Japes, why are you selling on the 3-5-2 French team? Well, it's because it's not that I wasn't winning games or that I wasn't performing well or that I wasn't enjoying using it. It's that I have found something that I enjoy a heck of a lot more. I can play my style or adapt to a different style. It's kind of crazy. And I have one man to thank for that. And he goes by Matt Lord or __ Matt Lord on Twitter. And he wrote me a wonderful email to my email address, which is, of course, airjapesfifa@gmail.com. Yes, I do read your emails. But his email was titled The Antonio Conte School of FIFA. And he sent this amidst me kind of complaining on Twitter, which I will do from time to time when I get a little sick or frustrated with the game, about how there are just very few people that play a realistic style of FIFA or try to replicate the style of their favorite clubs. And he was like, hey, I've been trying to do a Conte and I've been having some success with it. And I was like, let me test this out. So he gave me a kind of an outline in an email. I took a screenshot of it and tweeted it out. So you can find that on my Twitter, which is @airjapes. But the gist of it, we will get into in a second. And it is something that I have been using on my main account as well and qualified for the weekend league very, very easily. Even though I won't be able to play the weekend league this weekend, my wife and I are going, well, my wife, dog, and I, the entire Japes family is heading up to visit, my parents. So they live about 4.5, 5 hours away driving. So we are heading up to visit them, and I will not be able to play at all on the weekend, but that is okay. So we're building a Bundesliga squad. But back to it. I also won Division 2 pretty handily once I switched to this formation as well. I went on like a 6-game unbeaten streak after dropping like 2 of the previous games, trying to force a 4-1-4-1 formation. Don't ask, because I don't really have a good explanation for it, and that's okay, I think. So we'll see how far this one gets me. Will I tilt off of it? Maybe, but I like the idea of this formation because you get to use a wide variety of players that do a lot of different things. And it has you can counter if you need to. You can most definitely hold possession. And generally, I've been holding around 60% possession and outshooting my opponents somewhere around 10-1. Mind you, my main account team is a little bit better. I still have a ton of coins. And actually, this squad that I made right here is actually a pretty good Bundesliga side as well. Now, there are a few things that I changed, and I think I probably will, but you can see we got a legend in there. First legend ever in Path to Power. Can we get a golf clap? That's kind of exciting. I bought him for 200,000 coins, and that's largely because I guess I could have definitely gone out and bought Informed Chicharito. Informed Chicharito would have been great for this. I still might go back and do that, but I wanted a big man because you'll see with the custom tactics, you do cross in this formation occasionally. Well, I cross kind of occasionally, but I will whip a few in from time to time, and I wanted a big man in the box that could win some headers, and Bierhoff is just that. Went out and picked up Mats Hummels to be the anchor in my 3-back formation. So he's going to be the man in the middle for the custom tactics that I have set up here. The man in the middle in a 3-back. And I just wanted to show you guys like how I search. I just generally pick, and this is how I bought every one of these players in in this squad. But for the custom tactics, you could have a player like I used Sula, or Sul, the German. I think it's Nicholas. I could be wrong. Sula, but he is was my center back that I used for Division 2 just because I wanted to see if I could use like a junky team for one of the games and win. And I used him and he was awesome. Like really, really great. So these are the custom tactics that I chose to use, and I'm picking Italy. So I wanted to show you how I go about getting the custom tactics. And I went to head. You go to team management, you go to tactics, you hit X, and there they are. So you can pick your favorite team or get an idea for if you're like, hey, that club that I watched during the Euros or whenever it was had a really nice style. I think that would be fun to replicate. Not saying that I think Italy's was, but I think there were some good things that they did. And for this formation, it works out really, really well. So you're going to see the difference in the tactics that I've been using versus what we're switching to. And what we're switching to, I feel super secure defensively with it, which is crazy. Now, that's not to say there are a few things and a few caveats. As we go through the episode, I'll talk about the different positions and what sort of players that I look for as I build. I also, for next episode, will build a fitness team out on this formation or a budget team for you guys. Maybe I'll title the episode Best Ever Budget Fitness 3-4-2-1 team in all of FIFA or something clickbaity like that. So those were our custom tactics from before. We're going to up the speed. We're going to up the passing to make it a little bit more in the middle and range, not so much short passing, a little bit more longer if it needs to be. Change the chance creation, passing down to 42, crossing up to 60, which is the highest it's ever been for me. And I still don't actually cross that much. You'll see. I don't know what it does. I think it just keeps my players a little further out wide and kind of opens up gaps that way because it's not so congested. And those are the defensive instructions. And they're great. And this is the team that we built with a legend, which is super fun and very, very exciting because, well, frankly, our pack luck has been fantastic. You could most definitely replace Castro or the informed Gonzalo Castro in the squad. While I think he is awesome, I was using regular Byron's Thiago on my main account, and he was just fine. Although with Thiago, I do prefer a player with a higher stamina. Thiago's stamina lets him down. I swear it's got to be in the 60s. I don't know what it is, but the instructions on our two wingers, we're going to put stay wide and come back on defense. One of my two CMs, I'm going to put stay back while attacking. I think I chose Renato Sanchez on this one. I'm not sure. I can't remember which one I chose. And then also I choose conservative interceptions for both of my CMs because we don't want them getting beat diving in for an interception. We want them to just back up and shield the back line. And it works out brilliantly. Trust me, try it out. Report back in the comment section or on Twitter or email me and tell me what you think. I don't care. Just report back because I love getting feedback from you guys. Like that is one of my favorite parts about doing YouTube. So we pick up Socrates and Toprak to play our outside CBs because we want a little bit of extra pace because they will have ground to cover from time to time. Anything above 72 pace maybe is fine. I use Jonathan Ta on my main account. So when I say on my main account, these aren't great players that I'm naming, but they're players that were just sitting in my club and I wanted to try something with basic players. That's what we went with. So I went with Konoplyanka here. I could have gone with like Royce and chose a basic striker over Bierhoff. That wouldn't have been a bad idea. But honestly, Konoplyanka is absolutely freaking brilliant as a left forward with sniper on him. He gets the ultimate seal of approval. The ultimate seal of approval is not something that I've talked about in a while, but he gets it just for what you pay for him with versus the stats that you get. He is abso-freaking-lutely worth it. So that is where we are going to be there. So Siri did not remind me to change my kits, but when that guy matched up white on white, I got annoyed with the kits and I decided to go out and change them. Moriense from the Portuguese league always has a nice kit, or at least I think it's like a kind of a nice kit. So that's what we're going with there. And then I like this Al-Khalij kits, I think is what they're. Khalij, yeah. The yellow kits with kind of a green sash across them. I think they're kind of cool. And then, of course, you've got the yellow, green, and white as kind of a trio of colors. I should change my badge to kind of match that. And then everything would just be so matching. So those of you guys that are OCD would be perfectly fine with me. So for my outside CM or outside mids, the left mid and right mid, Varinia is brilliant in this position. Absolutely brilliant. Cannot say that enough. If you were gonna put a chemistry style on your outside mids too, I recommend Engine. I think Engine is completely brilliant this year. Also, I'm using Artist on Renato Sanchez because his passing is terrible. Like, in this formation, at times, you will ask your CMs to make some very, very quick and semi-risky passes, and if their passing is terrible, you will get burned potentially on the counter. So I'm going to get questions about how will this team do against a 4-3-2-1 ultra counterattacking or a 4-3-3-4 ultra counterattacking. We'll play both of them in this episode. But back to what we were getting into, the outside mids. So Varinia, he played right back for Portugal at the Euros. He has good defensive stats for an outside mid, somewhere around 65 in defense, 65 in physical. He is the obvious choice. Now, Kostic, on the other hand, does not have good defending, but he is very, very pacey, and he has the highest crossing rating of any left-sided player in the Bundesliga. And he's also left-footed in 4-star skills. Are the 4-star skills necessary? Absolutely not. Do I still like them? Yes. And you can see look at the spacing. Like, look at his team is super, super tight right there, and it's just opening loads of space. Varinia getting into the box, drives it into the bottom corner in the 45th minute, making it 1-0. Now, would you quit out on 1-0? No. But this guy does, and that's because you guys are wonderful, wonderful FIFA players, wonderful people, or at least I like to think so. But I was dominating this game and dominating a lot of these games. And you can see, like, that sequence is really, really nice to me because it is very, very pass heavy. And then it's a pass that breaks the defense, and the spacing is good. And when spacing is good, it opens up more opportunities to dribble. I've been struggling because I've been getting too narrow. And it means that if you're trying to dribble, you're trying to take on 2 guys at one time, which is just not good. And you're forced into options where you have to take a player on because you don't have any passing options. Not good. So that is how that one came to a close. Also, that informed Thomas Muller card is just like the perfect right forward. I actually went out and bought him on my main account as well. So I bought him on my main account because I packed Royce, and I was like, hey, let's try out like a Bundesliga team. It'd be perfect to toss Vidal in here, who I wish we'd kept now. His price is like 150K, but also if you guys haven't sold your cards yet and it's still Thursday, like, selling cards on Thursday is the way to go. Everybody's getting ready for the weekend league. Prices go way up. You can buy them back again on Monday if you're not concerned about, like, if you're not going to be there for the weekend like me. That would be the smart thing to do. Though I'm going to try to play a bunch tomorrow on Friday before I leave so that I will have stuff to upload for you guys over the weekend. Crazy, I know. So we're coming up against a real local Laker. I don't know if he's a Laker fan or what, but he decides we're going to both rock some kits with some sashes on there. Black and pink for him, yellow and green for me. So for your CMs, generally, I would say you want a CM with a medium attack and a high defensive work rate, at least one of them to be like that. Obviously, this team that we're rolling with right now, I believe Renato Sanchez is high, and Gonzalo Castro is medium. It still works out okay, but I think having a medium high in there is preferable. Conte would be great. The budget option that I'm going to go with, well, actually, no. You guys will have to tune in for the next episode to see the most unbelievable budget 3-4-2-1 team in the history of FIFA. And that includes one inform, so maybe it's not the biggest budget team, but we're going to include one inform. I'm talking crazy. But working nicely here, and you can see this guy is on the Ultra D's counterattack. Like, look at how far back his team is sitting. But look at where my midfield is. They have now pushed up. My back line's still sitting, covering nicely. There's no rush for them to get forward. And we're able to break down his team because I have an overload. And, like, his team's forced to spread out. Once you get that slow buildup into the final third, his players have to spread out. And if they don't spread out, then you just cross it in, right? So here I'm able to play a nice 1-2, Bierhoff, a legend, getting his goal. But if his team doesn't spread out, then you send crosses into like Bierhoff and Muller. Like, those are good players to cross through. Konoplyanka, not great, but not bad. Royce would obviously be better in that situation. Nice step there from Socrates, wins it back. And again, we're moving forward quickly, but we're not rushing forward. I'm not picking anything super risky, right? Simple passes that are like easy A passes to players that I think are open. Like right there, we're not going forward yet because there's no need to. Then I see the chance to go forward, and it's a nice take there from Konoplyanka. You get in a situation, and this has always been my game on FIFA, where I try to get myself into a situation where it's one-on-one and I can do a little bit of some sort of dribbling maneuver to generate enough space to get a shot. That's how I score a vast majority of my goals. And as I'm talking, I think I'm actually losing my voice a little bit. I've been a little sick, which is just not good. But great there from Konoplyanka. His finishing is really, really solid. I'm not quite sure what it is exactly, what the rating is, but it's great. You can see, again, we're playing simple passes and we're pinging it around. And then his midfield line has to step. And his defenders have to step, and we're able to get in behind because we've created that gap and drawn them out because we have an overload of players in there. I love this tactic formation combo. It is so much fun. I'm sure many of you will go out and try this as well. Some of you are going to tell me that I'm crazy. It takes a different kind of mentality to defend with this and attack with it as well. Now, this game, I was up 3-0 in the 45th. I played more on the counter because he was rushing forward with the 4-4-2. But, well, not so much on the counter, but my possession rating at only 55 meant that I was able to get chances quickly, right? So my thing with holding possession is I want to hold it in good areas if I have to hold it. If I don't have to hold possession because I'm generating chances very quickly, you're not going to see me with a huge possession stat, right? And that was one of those games. So occasionally I'll have like, over 15 or around 20% possession maybe in my final third. If like there's actually a game that we play that's like that and coming up here, and it's against a 4-3-3-4 variation. So the 4-3-3 with the attacking mid and 2 CMs, and the guys pressed way up. So I've got to move it up slowly and not play risky passes because I don't want to play on the counter. And with the 4-3-3-4, if you are able to keep possession in your opponent's final third, the 2 CMs get caught out of position a lot. The attacking mid, a lot of people keep them on stay forward. So you are able to just dumpster the midfield around the box. And that's kind of the tactic that I use for that. Coming up against CR7 Knows Best and Bolby FC. I'm going to toss on the white kits, which I don't know if we've used them yet. Maybe this is the first time. They're nice looking white kits, though. I like white kits that have white shorts, right? Even if they've got a little bit going on up top, white shorts make a difference for me. And this is a nice 4-3-2-1 team, right? Nobody is going to complain about this being a bad squad. You've got Conte, Renato Sanchez, Inform Gamero, Martial, Coman, Rooney, Smalling, Pepe is a crazy strong center back pairing. Butland's a really... Actually, he's a great budget keeper. I'm not even going to lie about it. I have nightmares against him, and this is one of those nightmare games. Bierhoff, 68th minute, blasts it over the bar. I tried a couple of long shots with him with varying success. You can see Konoplyanka, not great stamina relative, but also I think I was able to get in behind with him a bunch this game, or get in behind pushing it out wide. But you can see these are kind of the stats, and he's got 6% possession in my final third. These are the games that we all give up the 90th minute goal, right? And lose on one shot, and we all want to rage about it. So we're going to rage about it. We're going to bring on Adair. We're going to bring on Buffal. I think I bring on Musonda as well. Yeah, we're going to bring on Musonda for Varinia. It's important for your outside mids to be able to get back and get forth, get up and get down, get back and forth. Oh, my goodness. I'm getting tired. But it's important for them to be able to do that. In the 86th minute, we take Bierhoff off. We bring Adair on, and it instantly pays off. And you're going to see, I don't know what he's planning on doing right here. Don't overcomplicate it. And he goes to Renato Sanchez, who is such a tank. Like, that man is such a tank. I will be on the lookout for Renato Sanchez light. It is Thomas Muller, though, not subbed off. Fantastic finisher. I have engine on him. Now, Japes, why don't you have a higher finishing card on him? He's got 93 finishing, or a higher shooting card, 93 finishing, but I think the increases to his pace, dribbling, and passing are only beneficial in this formation. I think those are really, really important stats for this. So if I could play engine on almost all of my players, not named Renato Sanchez because he needs artist, I would. You can see that game ends 1-0. Oh my gosh, though, my finishing was abysmal, which luckily I created enough chances that it was okay, right? You guys have all been there. I've been there plenty of times where it's like, I can't put anything into the back of the net. What am I doing with my life? Bierhoff, as far as legends go, the 200K that I paid for him, is he worth it? I think, well, I'll sell him on once I get enough coins to upgrade to Lewandowski potentially after the weekend, and then we can see. I'll probably sell Gonzalo Castro on. Actually, if I sold Gonzalo Castro and Bierhoff, I could definitely get Lewandowski, and maybe I'll get that Naby Keita from Leipzig and try him out for you guys. I think he would be a Conte-esque midfielder, so maybe let Renato Sanchez play more of the box-to-box, get forward. Actually, no, Keita has better, I think, attacking stats. I think I was looking at this before. I think he's got better attacking stats, and he's got a high medium work rate, which generally I think it's better to have balanced work rates, but you guys can test it and be the judge of that. This guy, pretty darn nice looking French team. He's using Musa Sissoko as a right back, and I couldn't figure out where Musa Sissoko was popping up because he had Alessandrini. I was like, maybe he's playing him as a CM, but Musa Sissoko was such a tank for this guy at right back. Really, really like what he did there. There are other French right backs that are perfectly fine and you could use, but Konoplyanka into Renato Sanchez, back to Konoplyanka. Pausing there not to shoot with Sanchez because I don't trust his finishing. It would have been very, very forced. And it was defended well originally, but Konoplyanka getting into a good spot, driving home, giving me an early 1-goal lead. Now, this is a formation that would make a lot of people nervous with a 3-4-2-1. And we win this one 1-0 as well, but it's like, look at all the shots. Like, I took plenty of shots and put plenty of them on target. I just didn't do a good enough job actually finishing my dinner. And you can see this is the game where I was talking about. He's pressing high. So my build-up, 21% of my own final third. It had to be slow. It has to be slow. It has to be methodic, because otherwise you're going to just give it up simply and get countered, right? The bane of all of our existence on this FIFA is the counterattack, because it is ridiculously strong. And I don't know why I'm saying so many funny words, like weird words, like ridiculously. My wife says ridiculous, I think. I don't know. You live with someone, they rub off. When you live with someone, they rub off on you. Speaking is hard. I'm getting a cold. Please forgive me. I also want to quickly apologize, not for getting an episode up yesterday, because the one the previous day went up at a weird time. I was like, when do I want to upload this? And I was like, I don't really want to play with that French team, and I want to find something different. And thank goodness I found this, and I'm super excited to play and going to build tons of little budget sides as fitness squads. Well, assuming that this will work out, but we'll switch it around, get some big name players in there. I would love to try out Robert Lewandowski. I have not used him yet. I think actually I had a loan inform Lewandowski, but that just doesn't count. And you can see overload, but Thomas Muller gets space right there, and it's a lovely strike into the far corner. He has no boost to his shooting off of chemistry. He doesn't need it, right? Whatever they did with his inform card, he just seems to finish. Like, that goal is nothing special in the sense that I score that a few more times on my main account as well. And this is just poor choices for me, right? I need to make sure that I don't let him keep switching across, because I've run across with my CBs and he's just overloading and countering with the 4-3-3-4. That is a mistake, and watching it back, that could have easily been prevented if I just showed him the line, right? This is defending 101. All of your coaches have told you this. It's like, just show him to the outside. What is he going to do out there? Well, I tried to win it back too greedily. I'm too greedy there, and luckily it's not going to make me pay too much. Bierhoff inside. Konoplyanka blocked. Renato Sanchez in the box doing his thing. I want a golden boy squad builder for him more than I've wanted anything else in the history of FIFA. That card would be so good. EA, please give us Los upgrade. I need it. I want it. I gotta have it. Gotta have it, EA. Come on. Anyways, guys, that is the last match for this one. You can see, if you look back and run through my shots in possession and shots on target, I was very, very dominant in these games. Scores don't always reflect it, but the formation, I'm telling you, pick it up, give it a shot. Let me know what you think. I want to say thank you guys very much for watching. If you did enjoy it, a like or thumbs up is greatly appreciated. But other than that, my name is Japes, and I will catch you all next time.